It was one of those days when the sky hung low, a heavy blanket of gray threatening to spill its contents at any moment. I often sought refuge in the woods behind my house, a sanctuary where the chaos of the village felt a world away. But that day, as I wandered deeper into the thicket, I felt an unsettling chill crawl up my spine, an instinctive warning that something was amiss. As I pushed through the underbrush, I stumbled upon a clearing that felt oddly out of place. The trees parted to reveal a sun-drenched patch of grass, and there, lying motionless, was a dog. Its fur was a matted mess of dark brown, and its eyes, two pools of amber, glinted with an intelligence that both intrigued and unnerved me. I approached cautiously, my heart thudding in my chest. The dog didn't flinch. It simply stared, unblinking, as if it were waiting for me. "Hey there, buddy," I said, kneeling down, my voice barely a whisper. I reached out a hand, my fingers trembling slightly. The dog's gaze shifted, a flicker of something dark passing through its eyes. Was it fear or hunger? I couldn't tell, but the moment I touched its fur, a shiver shot through me, and I pulled back, suddenly aware of the silence that enveloped us. The usual sounds of the forest, the rustling leaves, the distant calls of birds, had vanished, leaving only an eerie stillness. I should have turned and run, but curiosity rooted me in place. I glanced around, half expecting the villagers to burst into the clearing, warning me of the beast that had been terrorizing our homes. Just days before, I had heard the whispers. Livestock gone missing, children too afraid to play outside, and the shadows that seemed to dance just beyond the edge of town. But here, in this moment, the dog seemed like a lost soul, a creature in need of rescue. Against my better judgment, I decided to take it home. It followed me obediently, its gait steady and purposeful, yet I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. The woods felt alive, the trees leaning in closer, their branches twisting like skeletal fingers. I glanced back at the dog, now trotting beside me, and for a fleeting moment I thought I saw its mouth curl into a smile, a grin that sent a jolt of unease through me. Once we reached the edge of the village, I felt the atmosphere shift. The laughter of children faded into whispers, and the adults stared at me, their faces etched with concern. I brushed off their glances, focusing on the dog, which now seemed to radiate an unsettling energy. I named it Rusty, a name that felt too innocent for the creature that had emerged from the shadows. As the days passed, Rusty became a fixture in my life. But strange things began to happen. Livestock continued to vanish, and the villagers spoke of shadows flitting through the night, of growls echoing in the darkness. I dismissed their fears, convinced that Rusty was merely misunderstood. But deep down, I felt a growing dread, a gnawing realization that the dog was not what it seemed. One night, I awoke to a chilling howl that pierced the silence, sending a wave of terror crashing over me. I rushed to the window, peering into the darkness, and there was Rusty, standing in the moonlight, his silhouette stark against the night. But something was off. His eyes glowed unnaturally, and his form seemed to ripple, shifting between the shape of a dog and something far more sinister. I stumbled back, heart racing, as the pieces began to fall into place. Rusty was not a pet. He was a predator, a monster cloaked in fur, the very thing that had haunted our village. I had welcomed it into my home, fed it, and given it a name. The realization crashed over me like a wave, and I knew I had to act before it was too late. But as I turned to flee, I felt a presence behind me, a breath on my neck. I had become the prey, and the shadows of the forest were closing in.